Well, howdy ho, my faithful. Well, our faithful hot tub of 22 years has finally given up the ghost. So I made a promise to my wife I would build a pool for her. So stay tuned for my latest project as we dispose of this antique tub here, and I continue with my new project. So this is probably going to take me a week or two to get this next project completed, but I'm going to document it from start to finish. So you guys enjoy. I got my work cut out for me here, so stay tuned. Here comes more moose. Okay, I got next stage done on demolition. I got the pumps and the heaters and everything out from the old hot tub. I'm going to reuse the heater to help with my new project. I'll figure out some other use to repurpose these pumps on here, but that stage has been complete. Ready to move on to getting rid of the rest of this tub tomorrow. They're coming to demo it and haul it off. So there's the next stage. Okay, and the demolition begins. Okay, here we go. Here's part of the aftermath. The tub's down. All that's left is the internal guts, and it's pretty nasty looking. So there we go. Okay, well, here we are. It's the first time in 20 years I've had this much deck space. Get ready to start my new project here. But what a expansive deck I've got now. I've got like an extra 10-12 feet of space up here to go, but I got some cleaning up to do. Get the deck power washed and get some of this crud off of it, get it stained, and get ready for my new project. So stay tuned. Well, okay, the next stage has taken place. I've got the new stock tank on my deck now, finally. Getting it here was the hardest part, just trying to get it on a truck and get it home and then get it lifted up onto this deck, because you can see I got a little bit of a drop off down there. So, but my neighbors came over, were kind enough to help me get this beast up here, but this project's finally starting to take shape, and we're gonna get her done. Okay, so next step in our process, we got the pool all set up on the deck. Took my neighbors and helped me get it up here. A little bit heavy. Getting it home to my house was a different story. We had to rent a couple different trucks to get it here. A couple of them were too small to fit this tank in it, but it's on my deck. We're ready to roll. I just got the pump. For this one, we are using an Intex SX 925. It's rated for 2,200 gallons. It's a sand pump. So I've got, I should have started filming earlier, but I got the sand poured into the container already. We're going to get it all set up. And then once we are ready to go there, I'm going to cut the holes over in the side of the tub over here to fit the pump through for an intake and an exit point for our filter. The filter will get mounted back on this back side over here. And then once I get that mounted in, we'll be ready to fill it with water. And Kat can have her lounging tub. Of course, I got to do a little cleanup on it. I got some tree debris in here from the winds we've had the last couple nights, but we're getting ready to roll here. So stay tuned for more pool. Okay, my pump's assembled here. One of the things I forgot to mention is this is a sand filter, so you want to make sure you use pool filter sand. This is aqua quartz. It's a silica-based sand. In a pinch, they say you can use play sand or concrete sand, but it's highly advised not to, and that you should always use pool filter sand. marked pool filter sand. And when you fill your pump up, make sure you use the right materials in there to get your proper filtration, so you're not getting mold and algae and everything else in there when you set up these pumps. Okay, everybody. Well, assembly day has finally arrived after several weeks of delays dealing with supply chain issues to get my pump and getting ripped off by Amazon resellers who couldn't fulfill their orders. I have finally got the remaining parts I need to finish doing this assembly. So what I'm looking at here is my pump is going to sit on the back side over here of the tub, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount one of the inflow valve up in here, and the outflow valve will go down here just off to the side. So one will go here, one will go here. That they have to be offset a little bit. And then they will go, I've got to drill the hole in the side of the tub here. I'll be using this bit to go through the tub. And then we'll get the holes drilled. This will mount on the outside so that when we get the assembly complete, so each valve will have be set up like this where it'll pass through. This will be an on-off flow valve. So that we can shut the water flow, so it does, when you change the filters out, you can shut the water out without draining your tub, and then it'll output to the filter. So we're getting ready to, I'm getting ready to set those up. I'm going to set my tripod up so we can get going, but assembly day is finally here. We're going to get this thing filled up, and hopefully Kat will be soaking in her new stock tank tub tomorrow. So stand by. I'll get set up on the tripod. We'll get the rest of this work completed here. Okay, so one of the things that's going to cause a little bit of difficulty is, and you'll see, so right at the lip of this tub, at the top and at the bottom, I've got these raised surfaces. So this, if I mount it up here, it's going to be a little bit too high. So what I'm going to end up having to do on this particular one, this is the intake, or this is the fill piece. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to mount it down here to get it out of the way of that one. On this one down here, I don't have a lot of room, so this has to be located down at the bottom to bring it back into the pump. So I'm gonna have to go a little bit into there. So what I'm going to have to do, it comes with this rubber gasket on it to seal it up. But just in case, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put some marine grade sealant in there as well. I'm using Ultra Clear from DAP. It's a marine grade sealant to protect, keep it from leaking in there, so that I can get a nice tight seal with the gasket up around part of this raised edge up here. I might have to pound that flat a little bit to make sure I get a really good seal on that, so that I'm not leaking water out. But with this gasket, between the gasket and the sealant, it should help us out. Okay, the first hole's drilled. We went completely through. The next thing I want to do is I want to go, I don't know if you can see how it has some little rough spots around right in here stuff. I want to go in with a file, kind of file those down a little bit, get them nice and smooth. Making a little noise here, so I'm going to stop the video, but that kind of gives you an idea. So that's the first hole. Second hole is going to go down here. So we'll get those two done, and then I'll be back. Okay, so the first one here, I'm going to get ready to put a little bit of this silicone around here. On this side, and then we'll come around, we'll put our gasket on. Okay, now this one's going to go through the inside of the hole here. So it'll insert through the hole right here. And this is hard to do with only one hand. Stand by with me for 1 second here. Okay, and then this is the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the silicone around this outside connection here. And then the nut, which is in my other hand right there, that one is going to go screw on there, and then the pipe will mount to that. Okay, I got the valve mounted on. You can see I put a generous amount of silicone on the inside. I also had to go in and, because of the gap in here with this raised portion of it, I had to put a little extra silicone on both sides of the gasket to make sure it seals. Now I'm going to let it sit and set up. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to put this is the on-off shutoff valve. This will mount right on here. Like so. This put on here. This will go up. Tighten this up a little bit. Once that's all set and cured, our intake hose will come down here and we'll attach down here on the bottom. We'll get that done in just a little bit as soon as this is all set up and dry, and I can hook that pump up. So that's our next step. Okay, the hard part's done. I got my valves mounted in. This is the inside, so that's my outtake to the pump. This is my intake to the pool. So water will go into the pump from here. It'll go back into the pool from here. You'll notice on this one I ended up having to go a little higher than I originally anticipated because that lip was presenting me with a few problems in there, getting it flush and getting it tight so I could get a leak-proof seal on there. But the outside, let me jump over the railing here. This is the outside. I've got the shutoff valves already on it. That's for the top. That one's for the bottom. And as soon as the silicone's dry here in a little while, I'm going to give this some time to dry. This pipe will come onto here, and then just like that, and then come into our pumps from there. So I'm going to let this sit for a couple hours and let it seal up. We'll come back in, I'll clean the inside of this out, and we will start filling her. So hey, stay tuned. Okay, here we are, folks. Made a bunch of progress last night, and I got busy because the Stanley Cup game was on, but hey, forgot to video last night, so here we are today. As you can see, I got my pump working. It's filtering out. I had to do some modifications to it last night on this valve. Never believe Chinese measurements. The pool outlet was a 1.5 inch. The hose that was supposed to connect to it was a 1.25 inch. So I had to do a little bit of creative modification on here to make the hoses match up with the valves. But I got my pump is working. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there's the other one. The same issue with that pump. So a little bit of creative modification. It worked just fine. There's my valves I put in yesterday. No leaks there. No leaks there. Pump's working great. Got my little Nomi in. Now it's time to, we're putting the chemicals in it. Time to do a little bit of decoration, and she's complete. So there you go. That's my project here. All in all, it took me a couple of weeks just based on waiting for parts and availability. But we got her going. So more to come. All right, I got the edging on. Just use some pool noodles to go around the edges there so it doesn't get so hot. These things, they get really hot when the sun's hitting on them. So to keep you from burning your skin, I use some pool noodles, put those around the edges to give you a little padding and a little safety from the heat. Of course, the very first day I get this thing moving, the clouds move in. So not going to be able to test it until we get some sunshine and some warmth out here. So there we go. All right, everybody, there we go. There's what she looks like at night. Got the lighting in this afternoon. She's a beaut.